We are back. I noticed there was some lag in my last video, so I'm sacrificing some quality just for higher FPS, so hopefully there's no lag when I speak. I'm excited for today's video. So I've officially started my mentorship about a week now. I could have made a video sooner. I just didn't feel it was really necessary. I was eating breakfast today and I was like, you know what? I have some free time after this. Let me make a fucking YouTube video. So I jotted down some notes, some points that I want to speak on. Before we get into that, let me just say, my cats took a shit in the corner of my office that I'm currently in. Had to clean that shit up before I made this video. Little do they know I'm going to take a piss in their litter box once I'm done recording this, so just figured I'd let you guys know. But give me 1 second. All right. So yeah, I mean, let's just get straight into it. Honestly, these points I wrote down in, like 10 minutes tops. But if I'm being so honest, these points, I read them back. I love them. I love them. If these are things that you guys haven't thought about before, it could cause some changes in the way you go about your life for sure. So let's get into the first one. First one is, you already know what to do. A mentor will just affirm what you know you need to do, as well as fill in the gaps. So, self-explanatory. If you guys have a business model or something you're trying to achieve in life, and I want to say this, a lot of these things I've written down don't just apply to business. One, they can apply to every business model. Two, they can apply to life. So if you're not a business person, this video could just help you in overall life. But like I said, a mentor is just going to affirm what you already know you need to do. I got my mentor day one. In my opinion, I got my money's worth day one of the mentorship. And a lot of it was just affirming what I already knew I needed to do. I now have someone to push me to do those things. But also they fill in gaps. So there are certain things in any business model that it would take you extremely long to figure out and implement yourself. So things like my closing script or just my scripts in general were awful. Most of my potential clients that would reach out to me would just fall through because my script was garbage. I didn't know what I was doing. So that's a gap that was filled for me. There are a lot of things in every business model that would just take you too long to figure out how to create and implement yourself. So a mentor is worth it in the end of the day. For most people, like, I don't see anybody who couldn't benefit from a mentor, if I'm being completely honest, at every level for the most part. Next point is, a rich person's greatest tools are often poor people's greatest weakness. So I've been thinking about this a lot recently. And a good example, a prevalent example of this would be your phone. I've personally spoken to people that make $30,000 a day just through their phone. Never mind the people that are making millions just through their phone. Yet poor people are talking to their friends, scrolling through social media, gossiping about other people, celebrities, and rich people have the same phone as you do. Their phone does the same thing as yours does, yet you guys get completely different results from using it. It's because you use it in two completely different ways. So I think if you can learn to master the tools that you do have at your disposal, you will do better in overall life, business, whatever it may be. Another one would be your mind. You know, the people I've spoken to, their mindset is just so bulletproof. It's solid. It's unbreakable, if you will. A lot of poor people tend to chase short-term pleasure, things that make them feel good. And it's just very different. The way they see life, the way they go about life is very different. You need to master the tools that you have. And when you're poor, I mean, everybody has a phone. You know, everybody has a brain in their head for the most part, unless you're Kamala. So why not master the tools you have? Next point. Differentiate what you want from what you're willing to put in. Now, this is a good one. This is a really good one. And it could upset some people, but a lot of people say they want this, they want that, they want to be an entrepreneur, they want to start a business, they want to get in shape, they want to do whatever. And the truth is, I'm sure you want to do that. I'm sure you want it. But the question you should be asking yourself is, what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to put in to achieving that? And a better way to frame that would be, what do I need to put in order to achieve these things? What do I need to sacrifice? What person do I need to become in order to get these things? And be very genuine with yourself. Ask yourself, are you willing to put in those things? Are you willing to sacrifice those things? Are you willing to become that person? And if the answer is yes, I would ask you, why haven't you already done that? Why aren't you already doing those things if the answer is yes? But if the answer is no, just be honest with yourself. Move on. You know, this isn't for everybody. I'm sure a lot of people want to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody is going to do it. I'm sure a lot of people want to be in shape. Not everyone's going to put in the work necessary to achieve that. And it's reality. Be honest with yourself. Are you willing to put in the work? Because if you're not, you're just wasting your time. You know, it's an endless cycle of saying you're going to do this, you know, saying you want this, never achieving it, and not knowing why. When in reality, you do know why. It's because you're not doing the things necessary. So just be honest with yourself. You know, what do you want? What do you need to do to get that? And are you actually willing to do those things? It's very simple stuff. And it will save you guys years, months of wasting your time. So the results you were looking for are in the work you're avoiding. Beautiful quote. I've known the quote for a while. Getting a mentor has just significantly affirmed that quote. I mean, you know what you need to do, and you're yet avoiding it. There's something in my business personally. I really wanted to speak about this because it is something I struggle with. You know, I'm not perfect. I'm not even close to perfect, and most people that are successful aren't perfect either. But there's something in my business I've been putting off for, I would say, about a week now. And today I'm going to change it. You know, I'm making this video. I got to practice what I preach. So I'm going to change it today. And honestly, it's going to make crazy progress in my business. It's the one thing I've been putting off, and I know it's going to scale my business a lot. So I just need to do it. And yeah, starting today I am. But yeah, look at what you're avoiding doing, what you don't want to do. Me personally, the thing I've been putting off, I've been convincing myself like, oh, that wouldn't make that big of a difference. Like it really wouldn't scale that much. So there's really no point in me actually doing it. You know, like I could put it off a little bit longer. And it's crazy because the thing that I'm putting off would, if I'm being honest with myself, 2x, 3x, 4x my business. So it really, you just got to be honest with yourself for the most part. What are you not doing? And just do it. Just get it done. Next point is, you deserve to be where you're at. Okay, I don't care where you are in life, and that'll piss some people off. I don't care where the fuck you are in life. Where you are is just a representation of what you believe and the actions you've took up until this point. You wouldn't be where you are without making the decisions that you've already made. You can't blame anybody else. You can't blame conditions. You can't blame your environment. You really just have to take responsibility and take action. And if you look at any rich person, any successful person, They have taken an undeniable amount of action up until that point. That's why they're there. They didn't get there by luck, by chance. Action every single day up until that point. And you look at poor people, I mean, they'll claim they put in, X amount of effort, or people that are out of shape, they put in X amount of effort. And in reality, they didn't. You look at their life, what they're doing day by day, they're doing garbage. Absolute garbage. And let me see what my next point is, because I don't want to speak on this very. All right. You need to make sacrifices. Something I've definitely realized recently is every vice eventually needs to be eliminated. Me personally, if I'm being completely honest, I've eliminated, I believe, every vice that I've had. A year ago, I would not have believed that I could have done that. I had a bunch of vices that I was just constantly indulging in, and I've gotten rid of all of them. I've eliminated all of them. Okay? And a year ago, I would not have believed that I could do that. There were certain points where I would say, yeah, I could, because, I believe I'm that fucking guy and I can do whatever I actually put my mind to. So there were some points where I did believe. All right. Sorry, the video cut out. I had to change where my videos are being sent to on my computer. I saw the quality isn't necessarily the best video-wise. What I will say is, if you guys are pussy enough to need, high quality video rather than just listening to what I'm saying, the audio, the points that I'm making in this video, then you can click off the video. I don't really care. But my last point, or what I was speaking on before, was vices, I believe. You have to cut out your vices. At some point you do, and the sooner the better. And there are many ways to go about that. I would probably make a completely separate video on that. But what I will say quickly, briefly, is if you want to quit something, you have to have a reason why. The reason has to be strong enough for you to take the action in the meantime before it becomes easy and habitual. I won't say easy necessarily, but habitual, Most of my vices that I've had in the past, to this day, sure, I still get the urge to indulge into. But whether I do that or not is completely different. I don't take action on those feelings. And it is a lot easier than it used to be. But yeah, so the biggest thing is having a reason. You have to have a strong enough reason why you want to stop doing something. And if you don't, that's one of the easiest predictors when I hear someone say they want to do something, is the reasoning behind why they want to do it. That really dictates what you're willing to do. So do with that information what you will. Now, my last point on here is you have to lose 1K to make 10K, lose 10K to make 100K, lose 100K to make $1 million, etc. So, you do have to invest in yourself realistically. Sure, there are some people that are going to make money without putting in money. It is very unlikely, and it's going to take you a lot longer. You have to invest in yourself. And why wouldn't you? If you truly believe you're going to do something, you truly believe you're capable of doing it, and you will take the action, why not invest in yourself? I'm sure there are some financial reasonings. Credit exists. Why wouldn't you take out a loan to invest in yourself? Do I recommend it? Not necessarily. Save up the money, put the money in to yourself. But yeah, it is scary. It can be scary. But once you're locked in, you're going to take action. You just know you have that type of mindset. You fucking did it. You fucking made it. You sculpted your brain to do what the fuck you want it to do. There is zero reason you should not be willing to do whatever it takes, make whatever investment into yourself. There is zero reason. other than you still have some doubt back there. If you have doubt, that means you haven't proved enough to yourself. You haven't done enough. Okay? And I'll probably make a video in the future on how to strengthen your mentality, confidence, because confidence is really just doing what you say you're going to do, keeping the promises you make to yourself, whether they're in public or behind closed doors. So I'll definitely make a video on that in the future. I hope you guys learned something from this. I'm here, there, I'm off a lot of caffeine typically, so it's hard to keep track of what I'm thinking of. But yeah, I think I dropped some pretty good sauce in here. If you guys are honest with yourself and apply it to your day-to-day life, I don't see why you couldn't make changes. I am planning on starting a podcast soon. It will be all fitness related, which is why I don't think I'm going to post it on here. I have another YouTube account, my coaching account, and I think I'll post it over there. If I do, I might shout that out on here. You guys can go over there. But I'm just going to talk to some fitness creators. I'm pretty close with some pretty big people. So I think it'd be pretty interesting. It would also be good business-wise. Guys, think outside of the box in your business. There are plenty of things you could try that other people haven't, or not a lot of other people in your industry have. Like, I don't see many fitness coaches doing podcasts. Obviously there are some, but it's not common. I think it would be a great way to get closer to my audience and funnel them, into clients. So yeah, guys, think about all this shit. Maybe I'll make more videos more often. This channel, I don't have a lot of subscribers. I don't get a lot of views, and it's not even really about that. This is more for me to look back on in the future, see where my thought processes were at, and just, who I was at that time. Like, I know I'm going to look back on this in a year, maybe even 6 months, and just find it very intriguing. So that's really what it's here for. I might try to actually grow this channel, but it's definitely not even close to one of my priorities currently. So I hope you guys enjoyed, got some value. Give a thumbs up, subscribe, comment what you want to see in the future. I will make any video if I actually do have knowledge on the topic. So comment down below what you guys are struggling with. See you guys in the next one.